This video is to show you how to configure a shared folder on OS X server to properly support project sharing. Before we get started, I'd like to show you how I am currently set up. I am running OS X macOS I Sierra version 10.13.4, and I have the server app installed, and my server app is 5.6.1. If you're using an older version of server or Mac OS X, things have changed a little bit and things might be a little bit different, but you should still be able to follow the steps to configure OS X server properly. The folder that I would like to share is this projects folder. It's a folder that contains my project file. However, it's not shared yet. And I would like to step you through how you would share it. In previous versions of OS X, so if you're running 10.12 or 10.11, to turn on file sharing was actually an option available on the server app, and you would see file sharing and you'll be able to enable it on the services here. For High Sierra, that has been moved to the system preferences and under sharing, and it's file sharing under here. So for me to turn on file sharing for that projects folder, I would have to make sure file sharing is turned on. I'll click the plus button here, and I would actually select the projects folder. This could be a folder anywhere on the system, or it could be an external hard drive connected to your server or connected to your server machine. I'll click add. Now my projects folder is available here. I'm currently the ENG Mac server, so I'm going to be made read write. But I'm going to also select this folder and make sure that SMB is turned on. If you want to use AFP, you could use AFP, but you want to make sure that only AFP is turned on. I actually recommend that you use SMB because SMB allows you proper configuration. However, if you're using SMB, you want to make sure you are running the latest or the newest OS X versions. So maybe 10.13, 10.12, as such. I'll click done here, and that's it. For the rest of the configuration would actually be done using the server app. So I'll return to the server app here. And before I go further, I'd like to show you some setup of my groups. So under local network groups, I have set up a work group that contains all people, all 12 members that will be using project sharing. This could be a different name for you, and the account name could be different, but all the users that are using project sharing should be under one group. My users, these are all my users, and if I edit the user, you will see that this user belongs to the work group. Similarly, user 1 belongs to that group. A quick tip here that I would like to point out is there is an option to create template from user, and this allows you to quickly create new users. And I've actually set up one here. So if I want to add John Doe, it's fine, and I could actually pick a template here, and once I pick that template, I'll set a password for John Doe, and by picking this template, the account or the group that this user should belong to will be automatically set for John Doe. And I'll click none, and then I'll click create here. And what you will notice is that if I go back and edit John Doe, he's automatically put in this work group. Now, once all the groups and users have been set up, you go back to your server and you go to the storage tab. You select the project or navigate to the project or the folder you want to share. In my case, it's this projects folder, and you right click on this gear icon, select edit permissions. And here I actually want to use, we could remove that. I actually want to use the work group. Again, this could be different for depending on how you are configured, but we want full control here, and you want to make sure that every checkbox is actually selected. So we do need the delete permission here. We also need this inheritance permission. So all checkbox must be checked, all of them. Once that's set up, you could leave these guys as a default. That's fine. I'll click OK here. Now that sets up the permission for that folder, but not the subfolders and files under that folder. Now there's an option called propagate permissions that allows you to propagate that permission on that folder to all subfolders. So I'll run that, and I want to make sure access control list is selected, and I'll click OK. And this will take a few seconds for me because I only have, my folder is not that big, but if you have a large set of files or folders under this directory, it could take a little bit of time. So give it a minute and let it actually complete. So once that's done, you could actually verify how things are configured by opening up terminal. I'm going to change directory into that folder. And I'm going to run the ls, the list command, specify -ale and my project file, just any one of these project files. And you would see that it says I'm the owner, the ENG Mac server is the owner. This person has read-write access. The wheel has no permissions, and other people have no permissions. However, anybody in the work group has all these permissions, and it is important that this shows all the permissions on that file. When that's done, you should be set and you should be good to go with project sharing. Thank you.